Hi, this is Linda West with Living Live, and today I'm so excited to announce that we're on our 9th episode, Justin. This has been awesome. This is Crypto Convo with Linda West and Justin Recla. Now, I want to introduce Justin really quickly. Justin is a cryptocurrency, forget that. Justin is a due diligence expert. What he does is he helps his clients find frauds so that they don't invest their money unwisely. Who wants to invest their money and just throw it away? I know I don't, and I know you don't either. So Justin helps his clients figure out, companies that they can make smart investments in so that they can turn their money into more money instead of throwing it away. So Justin, welcome again to episode 9. Excited to have you here. Woo, woo.
Good stuff. Who would have thought we would have made it this far, right?
I know, really. It's called perseverance.
It's all about one foot in front of the other. And that's where most people fail is they stop too soon. You just got to keep going. And this is, I'm having a blast doing this with you.
Awesome. Well, that reminds me of a story, right? 3 feet from gold, because, R.U. Darby, he discovered gold and then he didn't realize that gold veins run straight up and down. He kept going sideways. So he hit a gold vein, but he kept going out to the left or the right or whatever. He just didn't go up, and he missed out on the fortune, which is now in Fort Knox. Like all the gold in Fort Knox is the gold that he would have found if he had persevered and discovered that gold runs this way. So it is about just keeping on pushing through the tough times and maybe, finding an expert who can help you discover what the smart moves are, right?
Yeah, it's good stuff. And what I love the fact that we're talking about cryptocurrency and really risk mitigation in general. I'm glad you stopped yourself, because you almost called me a cryptocurrency expert. I don't consider myself a cryptocurrency expert. There's so many other people out in the field that are more knowledgeable and have much more experience in the cryptocurrency field than I do, especially in the blockchain technology. But really, where my expertise comes in is that risk mitigation piece and understanding everything, to knowing what questions to ask, understanding how the things work, so people can make educated decisions. And that's really what our firm exists to do, is to help businesses and individuals make educated decisions.
Well, and a lot of times that's really important information there, because a lot of times people will buy based on emotion. And that's what most sales is really hoping, is that you'll buy based on the emotion that you have. So like a Hallmark card is a great example. They put on this commercial where you're like, I can't help it, but I cry probably every single Hallmark commercial. But they put on this commercial. It makes me think of Hallmark. Like, I got to go get some cards because I know somebody who's going through that and I need to send them a card. So that's what sales is based on. So, what Justin does is he takes out, correct me if I'm wrong, but he takes out that emotional aspect of it and really puts it down into nuts and bolts. What are the smart things and the not smart things to do with this, and to figure out, should I invest or should I not, and make it an unemotional decision, but make it a decision based on facts. Did I get that right?
Absolutely. That's a great assessment of it. I mean, it's literally, the emotion piece is got to be there. We the language we use is intuitive due diligence. You got to like the person that you're buying from. You got to like the person that, do you communicate well? Do you get along well? Do you like them? Are they offering something that you want? All those kinds of things. Does it feel good? Absolutely. But then it's also doing the mechanical due diligence, and is it a good fit? Is what they're actually offering legitimate? Does it work? How many times have they done it? And are they just ripping people off? And that's where most people fail. Is like you said, they buy off the emotion, and the cryptocurrency space especially is 340 scams to date. So far that our firm has identified, just since June of last year, and
that's more than one a day.
Yes, that is a lot. It's just unreal the amount of frauds and scams out there, especially in the crypto space, especially since you throw in the technical aspects of cryptocurrency, mix it in with the complexities of business, and now you want to talk about preying off of people's emotions. Well, in the crypto space, it's I'm going to get rich overnight type of emotion, and people just throw money at stuff without really truly understanding it. They might have to go through a learning curve just to understand how to buy Bitcoin, and then since they don't fully understand how it works or what it is, the complexities of it, whatnot. It sounds good, right? The website might be nice, but ultimately, at the end of the day, it's not a viable business opportunity. And unfortunately, that's where most people fail to do their due diligence. Is they look at it, they see what the promised rate of returns are, they see that if I can get in at 5 cents a token now, and it might be worth $1, in 3 months. Is that realistic?
Right.
Is that truly realistic? And so, you have to take into consideration, when you boil it down, cryptocurrency is just a means of exchange, and the opportunities to invest in cryptocurrency. If you're not investing in just the currency itself, you have to look at it from a business perspective. And that's why we were very comfortable to be able to move into that vertical, was because ultimately, at the end of the day, everything is business. And that's what we do. We do business risk mitigation for not only individuals, but for the businesses themselves. And when you break cryptocurrency down to what it is, and understanding how it works, if it's in a business format, then it's just a matter of adding up things, A, B, C, and D. And we've covered a lot of topics over the last 9 shows.
We have. And you know what? Before we talk about those topics, we do want to bring those up, is that I forgot to thank our sponsor.
Let's thank them.
Let's thank them. So I want to thank Stijula Success Mastery for sponsoring our show. If you want to learn more information about Stijula Success Mastery, go to attendssm.com. If you're located in San Diego, we actually are meeting tonight at 6:30. I would love for you to join me. Otherwise, we meet every other Tuesday. So that's for Stijula Success Mastery. And let's talk about some of the different things that we've covered throughout the last few episodes. Why don't you go ahead and start me off here?
Absolutely. Well, we've talked everything about, we've talked about blockchain. We've talked about the different types of currencies out there. We've talked about some of the frauds and scams that we've uncovered. We've dived into the types of platforms that are out there in the cryptocurrency world where a lot of people have lost money. We've talked about indicators that things aren't legitimate. I've got some great ideas to talk about some stuff in the future around things like mining and so forth. But ultimately, our whole focus here in these conversations is to really give just people the baseline understanding of what cryptocurrency is, and that to recognize that there is a lot to learn in the cryptocurrency space.
Yeah. And the one thing we always like to say is that we are not financial advisors. We're here to educate. Well, Justin's educating. I'm asking a lot of questions and being educated at the same time. But, we're here to educate people on not only cryptocurrency, but like he said, it's about due diligence. Like your money, you worked really hard to make the money that you have. And so you want to make sure that when you invest it somewhere, wherever it is, that you do due diligence. Now, whether it's buying into, let's say you're buying a stock, you want to do due diligence on that. If you're buying into a mutual fund, you want to do due diligence on that. If you're buying a REIT fund, you want to do due diligence and make sure the people who are handling your money are handling it correctly. So the same thing goes with cryptocurrency. And that's what Justin's company does, is to help people figure out what is a smart investment and which is one you should just run with run away as fast as you can from, right?
Exactly. Well, it's again, 340 some odd frauds and scams over the last 8 months or so. And, and we're seeing, we just added 5 new ones to the list this week. And members of the due diligence club get to get access to that list. So anytime we're vetting something as it comes across and we see that it's a red flag, it gets added to that list. And so it's literally like having a watchdog looking over your shoulder to make sure that you know what you're getting involved with.
Well, let's talk about the Due Diligence Club, because this is something you just recently launched. You started off, you had a Facebook group called Due Diligence.
Cryptocurrency Due Diligence, the Facebook group, and it's continuing to grow. We're getting a lot of attention. Our goal with that group was just to put out a lot of good information, just to keep our pulse on the cryptocurrency space, so people could stay in tune to what's going on, as well as just putting out some just information about what to look for, and giving people the opportunity to to take a look at the fact that be careful before you jump into anything. And ask some questions, take a look at seeing what's going on there, what's legit, what's not, what's working, what's not, and so forth. And the Due Diligence Club came from, running that group essentially is where the idea came from, is that, I think we have 700 some odd members in that group. And,
awesome.
Everybody's wanting to know what do you think of this one? Well, what do you think of this one? And I don't have the time to individually myself look at each individual opportunity that comes along, but I've got a team of people that help us with the due diligence, our investigators and our researchers that can dive into things. And so what the Due Diligence Club is it gives people not only the ability to submit things to be reviewed, to go through what we call red flag vetting to determine whether or not it's a legitimate opportunity or not, but then also gives them the tools that they need to do some of the due diligence on their own, and not just for cryptocurrency, but for day-to-day B2B types of transactions, to where we've got resources in there from tools and stuff that you need for making sure that the people that you're getting involved with. So we've got links to all of the state background check sites. We got links to the corporation commissions. We've got links to all the different types of resources and tools that you would need, and even resources such as if you want to verify somebody's education, then we got resources for people to take a look at and go and verify actual education stuff. And so, we provided those.
So what I like about that, so I'll just stop you right there. What I really like about that is actually probably everything you just mentioned, I wouldn't even know about it in the first place to know that I should be looking there. So I love the fact that you provide those resources that make it easy for us to say, okay, I want to go check something out. Now I know where to go.
Yep. Yeah. And it's, that's the whole purpose of the club, was to give people the opportunity to be able to, do some of that due diligence on their own. We've got a lot of information that we have compiled that people can, a lot of different resources that people can use from. We've compiled a whole lot of educational information from the internet that, some of the great material regarding regarding cryptocurrency. So what is Bitcoin? How does it work? And we've compiled the best of the videos and educational material of online, because there is a lot of information out there, and there's a lot of misinformation out there. And so
oh, I lost him. I don't know where he went. Okay. I'm sure he'll be back in just a minute, but what I'm going to show you guys is the club that he was just talking about, the Due Diligence Club. So the Due Diligence Club has these different things they offer. It's $147 a month. It's really, really well worth the amount of money, because like he said, he has all that information up there for you at your fingertips, easily for you to look at. So if it's something that you're interested in, checking out, go to livinglive.tv/DDC, which stands for Due Diligence Club, and check it out. It's a really great program. They do, look at that, one Q&A group call once a month, which is awesome, because you have an opportunity to ask, either Justin or somebody in his group, in the club, who runs the club, ask them some questions that pertain to you. And then also one red flag vetting per month. That one right there is worth its weight in gold, or if we want to say it's worth its weight in cryptocurrency, in Bitcoin, right? Oh, Justin's coming back. Okay, so hold on just a second. I got him. He is coming back. Okay, so Justin, you're back.
I'm back. Where did you lose me?
I have no. Oh, well, I just brought up. Let me see. I'll bring us back. Okay. When you disappeared, I was like, oh, I'll just show them what the Due Diligence Club is all about. So why don't we go into that? So you were talking about the due diligence, talking about the different things that the due diligence club offers. So what I want to do is bring it up on the screen, and you can talk about the specific items, specific line items, and what they mean. And so I'm showing it right now on the screen. Can you see it?
Yes, I can.
Perfect. Okay.
A little small, but I can see it. Yes.
There we go. It's small in there. So I'll cover the items then. Is you are running list of frauds and scams. And so that's what you were just talking about. Originally, the running list of frauds and scams was available somewhere else, or how did people get access to it before?
Before we weren't really maintaining it. It was just, we were updating it as is, but we decided to make sure it stayed active. So we put it into the due diligence club, to where now people that are part of the club get access to that list. And every time we come across a new fraud or a new scam, we update it in the group, in the due diligence club. And so you can go peruse it. And right now, I think we're at 340 frauds and scams. And so ironically, you would think some of these would fade away, but they don't. Not everybody comes across them at the same time. And so what's awesome is as people are exploring the cryptocurrency space and they start seeing some of these things that come into their purview, they can run it against the list. And if it's on the list, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's an outright scam. There are quite a few on that list that are, a majority of them, but there are some on there that are what we would deem as high risk. Just because of the way the business is structured or where it's located or other red flags that might indicate that there's a good chance you might lose some money in them. So we now maintain that list on a regular basis and update that frequently. And I would imagine that sometime by the end of July, we'll probably be at well over 400.
Oh, yeah.
On that list.
For sure. It's not at the rate you're going. So let me ask you, when you find something that is an actual scam or fraud, are you like, I knew it?
It's so funny. I love understanding how things work. It's just kind of how my brain is and how it functions in because of the training that we had with the military and the U.S. government and whatnot. I see things a little bit differently. And so oftentimes I'll look at something, and if it doesn't make sense right away, it's like, boom, yep, nope, that is a scam. That's a Ponzi. That's a fraud. Others are a little bit more complex and take a little bit more diving into and understanding. And then there, and it's in understanding how they work. And for me, it's really at the end of the day, it's understanding the people behind it. What really makes them work and how they function and how they tick. And, we've come across some stuff that, doing exactly what it says it does. And then something happens and, who knows? And it's really trying to understand all those. And so, cryptocurrency has been able to throw a whole new twist on the frauds and scams arena. And I'm fairly certain that we've got a majority of them locked down and figured out now. And now we can put them into different categories and categorize them this. We've seen everything from full-blown Ponzi schemes to Ponzi hybrids to just straight out fake sites that had no business behind them whatsoever. And they were just somebody that threw up a website, collected a whole bunch of cryptocurrency or Bitcoin, and then ran away. Okay,
I got to ask this question. Has there ever been one that the first person that you know was running it?
No. Yeah, no. I when I get involved in a project myself, our brand integrity is on the line whenever we do anything. Everything that we do has to be from a place of full integrity. And so we don't get involved with things that are, especially if we're going to be embedded with a project, that they have to be on the up and up. And if it's not, we just don't get involved with it. And we've turned away business because we've got people that have wanted to partner with us. And then when we look into it, it's like, this is not a good fit. It's not in integrity. And, we operate in full transparency. And if we're involved in something and we share it, we share it from the perspective of, it may not be a good fit for you because there's a lot of good things that we dive into ourselves just to explore, to understand how they work.
Mm-hmm. So I was meaning, I probably asked the question wrong. Is there ever been like one of the ones that you've uncovered that is a scam or a fraud? Have you found any of those, or like people that you already knew, like you already knew that person, you were surprised, like what?
No, no. Most of the ones that I uncovered, I most of them are. I mean, that's the thing is that some of the stuff that's out there, you truly don't ever really know who's behind them, because it's cryptocurrency is the internet, and I mean, we've seen some crazy stuff to where they put pictures up of a team, and then you Google search those images, and they're stock photos from some paid site.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so and it's absolutely crazy, and that's really where for us it's really when you dive into the business model, understanding how things work, how understanding mining power, understanding hash power, understanding how everything works in the cryptocurrency space, in conjunction with understanding how business works, is really what allows us to help people mitigate their risk. And remember, mitigating risk is not eliminating risk. It's understanding the risk so you can make an educated decision whether or not you want to get involved.
Right. That's so important. So important. Well, I want to get back to the due diligence club.
Yeah.
And because the next thing on the list, we have a few more minutes left. We got like 6 or 7 minutes left. So I want to make sure we make it through these things here. So it says, list of resources for standard DIY due diligence. So you already talked about that, how you have all those resources available for people. And then the list of internet resources and educational information on Bitcoin and blockchain. You already mentioned that too.
Yep.
You're already covering everything.
Yeah, we've got all that information on there.
Awesome. Can we have a list of pre-vetted cryptocurrency resources and tools? So what's the difference of that and the resources, the list of internet resources?
Absolutely. So we've got a couple of people that offer different services, things that we have deemed trustworthy, and people that we have deemed trustworthy that are part of that group. So if you're looking for a cryptocurrency coach, if you're looking for people to guide you through trading, we've got programs in there that you can participate in that we have vetted and have deemed safe, as far as being fraud and scam free. Again, you still have to make the decision and do your own due diligence to make sure it's a good fit for you. But in understanding that, our firm has run it through at least the red flag vetting to make sure that it is actually it is on the up and up. The person that we're listing and mentioning on the site is on the up and up, so you can at least go into it knowing that, okay, at least there's no red flags here, and then you just have to make an educated decision for yourself on whether or not it's something that's a good fit for you.
Okay, well, that's awesome. Okay, then the next thing on the list, you do the Q&A group training call once a month. And Absolutely. What is that? Is that done on Zoom, or how is that done?
Yeah, so we do a Zoom call every month. Matter of fact, our first call is coming up here on the 28th, and that is where you're going to meet either with myself or one of my team members, and we're going to answer questions about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and mining and how things work, so you can get a better understanding for it, and help answer you and guide you in the training of due diligence, of what to look for, where to look for, why to look for, and how to look for, using not only the sites using some of the tools on the site, but in exploring things on your own, to make sure that you're protected, because every day, especially if you're in business, you're going to be faced with opportunities and choices, and really feel into that. And so there's going to be some training on intuition and congruency, and some things that we used to teach our agents, as well as bringing on some of our pre-vetted experts for cryptocurrency tax advice, investing, people that are investment coaches that are helping people invest in the cryptocurrency space, are the people that deal with mining and understand how mining works. And so each month we're going to bring on a new expert. We're going to do additional training. We're going to open it up to Q&A for every member of the club to ask different questions. If they've got different opportunities they want to explore as to understanding why something is a fraud, we're going to go down those rabbit holes, and we're going to highlight exactly why something is a fraud, why it doesn't work, to better give you an idea. So when you come across stuff, you know what to look for.
Okay. And then, oops, wait, what did I do here? Hold on. There, oh, there we go. There we are. We're both there now. Okay. So then the last thing on that list, and this is the DIY. So this is, I think what's really important is this is the do-it-yourself part of the program, correct? Part of the club.
Absolutely. That's all the resources that we have for the do-it-yourself due diligence that, that I was talking about earlier. The resources for, the state criminal checks, the education checks, all the resources, the business commissions, all the places that you can go to verify information on, who somebody is, what they do, how they do it. So you can compile the information on that business opportunity or individual so you can make an educated decision on whether or not you want to get involved with them.
Okay, and the last thing on the list is the bonus is the red flag vetting per month. And what is that all about?
That's what I asked. That's one of my favorites. Is that
your favorites?
And it's really, that was kind of the motivating factor behind the club. Was I wanted to be able to give people an opportunity, an affordable way of having their opportunities vetted. So when they come across something, if they just want a good warm and fuzzy on whether or not it's a legitimate opportunity or if it's just a straight out fraud or scam, they could submit it to our team, and our team is actually going to vet it for them and give them a response back as to, look, here's the red flags and here's why. So you can take a look at what those, whether or not that's a legitimate opportunity. And here's the beautiful thing. If it comes back as a fraud or a scam, it's going to get added to the list. So other members of the club are going to see it, and it's going to, they're going to get the heads up. So it also works kind of like as a collaborative, because as more and more people come into the club, more and more people are submitting different new opportunities. And so that information is getting, shared for the frauds and scams that are getting identified. They're going on that list, and so you're going to be able to see what other frauds and scams have become available because other people have come across them. So before you submit your request, if you come across something unique that is not on the list, you can submit it and have it reviewed for yourself. And if it ends up turning out to be a fraud or scam, we're going to add it to that list to help protect every other member of the club.
Cool. Now, lastly, so now that's the do it yourself. So now some people are going to be like, well, I don't want to do all that work. So you also have some done for you type of programs that you offer, correct?
Absolutely. So whether it's cryptocurrency or just a general business opportunity in and of itself, we offer several different layers of vettings on our site. First and foremost, we advocate for transparency in anything. So anybody that you're getting involved with in the business opportunity, we advocate that you have them go through a transparent vetting process. And when you purchase one of the vettings from the website, you're redirected to a form that allows you to fill out the information. We then, our firm then contacts that individual on your behalf, asks them to fill out some basic information, and then 5 to 7 business days later, you get a fully a report back on whether or not the person is legit, verified information, anything that they may have, that they may have, not disclosed. So you can go back to them and you can say, hey, what about this or what about that? And have conversations from a place of transparency rather than finding out the hard way 2 or 3 months later that they really weren't a good fit. We do offer clandestine services, meaning that the person that you're looking into or the business opportunity that you're looking into doesn't have to be aware of the fact that you're vetting them. We do advocate for transparency, but the clandestine vetting allows you to vet somebody. We just ask you some basic information of what the business opportunity is that you're looking into. You submit that, and then again, about 5 to 7 business days later, we get you back a report as to what that opportunity looks like. And then we also offer in-depth vetting. So if you're going to spend a lot of time, a lot of money on an opportunity, then that in-depth vetting goes beyond the red flag, fraud, and scam screening, and it looks at all sorts of different factors to help you mitigate your risk for those larger business deals.
Okay. Well, that's really awesome. I love that you have finally put together this club and, created a way that people can, take advantage of all the information you guys have.
Yeah.
And, because I know your services, like, they're because before you were just doing like one-on-ones and stuff. And so now you've opened it up to people where they can do their own research. If you're the type of person who loves to do research, just doing the DIY might be the way to go.
Absolutely.
And definitely.
We've made it affordable.
Right.
A lot of it is recognizing that, background checks in of themselves don't provide you enough information and are only good if the person's been caught. So, as part of our transparent and clandestine vettings, we do background checks on the principals. On the red flag vettings, we're looking at things that just are red flag indicators, so you can decide whether or not you need to dive into it further, or if there's enough indicators out there for you to go, yeah, this is not a good fit.
Well, that is so great, though. I just love that you're doing it, providing this amazing service. 340 in less than a year, frauds that are found. I mean, that's crazy if you think about it. Because if you guys keep on the track that you are, I'm sure you'll be about 400 after like one full year. And then it'll just become more because you keep, bringing on more people to help you, figure this out, find these people, it's an amazing service. So I want to thank you so much. We're out of time for today, but, of course, I love, spending time with you, being here, on the Crypto Convo. And if you're interested in the Due Diligence Club, go to livinglive.tv/DDC, which stands for Due Diligence Club. And this is Linda West with Living Live and Justin Recla. You guys have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next week when we talk about cryptocurrency.
Bye.
Bye.